it opens in this document. You go up here to editing. And the bottom here, it says open in desktop app. And what that does is it actually opens your Microsoft Word desktop app, and then you can use it with Microsoft Word, but it will be connected to the cloud and automatically update to the system. We don't want you to download this. We can show you that button that you shouldn't use in the view that Susan shared before. We don't want you to download it to your computer or save it to the P drive, because then it's not going to automatically update, and then we lose the purpose of the system for version control. But if you open in your desktop app, it will be continually sharing to the cloud. So I'm going to stop sharing and then share what the desktop app actually looks like.
Everybody should have access to edit, I think. Is that correct? That was the question that came up.
Access to edit the document. Yeah. If they're in the workflow, if they're assigned an item, yes, any user in the system has the ability to edit, to write or edit a staff report. It's related to where they are in the workflow, whether they really have the permission to do that or not. And Susan can go over what that looks like after we chat about this. So this is what it should look like in your desktop app. It should be very familiar to see what a Microsoft Word document looks like. The template itself might not be very familiar because this is our new agenda staff report template, like I mentioned. And so we have some writing guidelines, but I'll just go through this really briefly. So we have, and Susan, feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
So these items here have little boxes when you click on them. They're called content controls.
Yep, they're content controls.
Content controls, and they are actually populated when your your staff report coordinator in your division creates an agenda item. These items are populated onto the document automatically, and then they're updated in other places in the system. So the idea is we don't want you to change a lot of things. So we don't want you to touch the date, because there's a reschedule button that Susan can show you. You can change the title. Our understanding is titles change kind of up until the end of the process. And so the title can be changed. Just make sure you change it in this box. And when this title updates, it will update in the system. You won't see it automatically. You have to actually approve the item and move it on in the workflow. And then the title will update on the agenda. It'll update in your task view. It'll update here. And now I'm gonna it doesn't want to update at the moment. So I'll show you later. There's also there's a resolution template after this that I'll show you. And this title is associated with that title. So they were the same. So just update it in one place. Don't update it in both places. And there we go. It's ready for me. This, your division, you can change if you need to, but the from, and we have guidance on this, but the from is the sort of the manager chief who's authoring the staff report, and then the executive, so the AGM or DGM, for instance. But we also, there's an option, and these two are populated from the form that the staff report coordinator puts in, but there's also an opportunity to add an extra person here. So I don't know why this is bold, sorry, but basically if you have a contributing author, you could add that here too. You just type it in. We decided that we wouldn't have that on the form because that's not as common of a thing, but feel free to add that if you've got another division that you're working with. Then you go, I guess updating these takes a moment, so we're learning together. So then you write your staff report, your recommendation, background analysis, fiscal impact, and there's also attachments that I'll scroll down to below. Right now, there's just really minimal guidance in here because this is a new staff report template. We can take this out at some point if this feels like too much. But when you are writing your recommendation, just make sure to highlight and delete this guidance, and then you want to make sure that also it's no longer italicized. So the italicized guidance is just for to note something that you need to delete, basically. And every time I make an edit, I don't know, the system's slow today. This hasn't happened previously to me. So it must just be because I'm sharing my screen on
I
Zoom.
think, yeah, I feel like every time we share in Zoom, it does, it does
Mhm.
seem to.
So don't let
slow
this
things down.
discourage you. I've
Yeah.
done a lot of work in these and
Mhm.
it's usually, I
Yeah.
won't update more stuff because I think that's the problem. So there's an attachments area here. And there's guidance, that staff report guidance link that I sent you in the chat will tell you how you should order and number your attachments. And Susan will show you how to add
Mhm.
attachments in the system after I show you this. So this is the staff report template. And then you also have a resolution. The majority of the items that are going to our board have a resolution. Some of them don't. If it's an informational item, just go ahead and delete this. We have this in the system for the majority of the items, but you can delete it. Don't touch anything in these double brackets. This actually is a resolution number that will populate later, so don't touch that, please. This is the sample agenda item title. This will be, it's connected to the item title above, like I mentioned. So just update it here. It's not going to automatically update here for you until you approve it. So just don't touch it, basically. It'll update in the system once you approve. Insert your text in your whereas clauses. We have some guidance on that in the writing guidelines as well. Any place that says insert text, make sure you add that. There's dates here that automatically display, so please don't touch those dates. And otherwise you would write your staff report and resolution like you typically would.